Okay, I think we are live.
Oh shit, boy.
All right, welcome everybody back to another edition of Chairgatin. I'm your host, Rattlesnake, coming at you live once again from the Snake Pit here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, joined by my co-host, Dakota. What up, Dakota?
What up, babies? Dakota Drake 4 coming to you live from south of Atlanta in the good old state of Georgia. Man, we had cars back on track. We are live with you another episode of Chairgatin. This one's going to be a brain buster, so fucking batten down the hatches. Trying to change my view up. I feel like I'm lost over here, but let's get this thing going, dude.
Let's do it. What's up? It's Chairgatin coming at you live.
Hello, come right in. Rock, flag, and eagle.
Oh boy.
All right.
I am a little more comfortable this way.
We do have some pretty sick hats. I got the Darlington hat. You got the
hey boy, repping our boys at Stock Car Society.
Yep, that's a sick hat.
This is my work hat. I automatically just made this my work hat, but I still try to keep it a little clean.
I was like, that's a little too fresh to be a work hat, but I mean, you do.
They're inevitable. Like if you turn a hat into a work hat, it's like starting to like fade a little bit.
Yeah,
it is what it is. Yeah. I'll just give me another reason to get a new one.
Hey, you know what I was thinking about this when we were doing our intros?
Yeah.
And you're like, you're out in the great state of Georgia.
Yeah.
How many Chinese spy balloons has the great state of Georgia shot down?
Dude, I wish that motherfucker would have flown my way.
Because the great state of South Carolina, we shot it down.
God, don't tread on me. That's all I gotta say. Don't tread on me.
Yeah, it was crazy. I saw it from my front yard. It was wild.
Damn, dude. Yeah, I honestly, when I saw your post, I thought you shot it down. I thought you were out in your yard
with a missile.
I just wouldn't expect nothing less from the
hold the camera down. Yeah, no, it was crazy though. It was wild. They were it was hovering over from my front yard. It was hovering over us for a while, and it was changing directions. And I was like, "Oh shit, that's interesting."
Is that it?
And the whole time, the reason I was able to find it because it was this little tiny white dot. The only reason I was able to find it was because there was those like chemtrails off the back of the planes.
Yeah, the fighter jets.
Yeah, and it was leaving the trails like in a circle, and so I just looked in the middle of that circle because they had a shit ton of them. The whole for like an hour, just circling the thing. Yeah, it was crazy.
Damn it, boy. Yeah,
the planes came from Virginia. Okay, yeah. So did the Wright brothers came from Ohio, but we call North Carolina first in flight. So
I mean,
it's all about where it happened. I don't care where they came from.
I saw the video and I was like, wow, dude, that's cool. And then I was like, they're shooting down the balloon. But then I was like, wait a minute, that Rattlesnake took that video. Holy shit.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. I'm glad my sister just called and said, she was like, hey, on the news, they said they're about to shoot it down. You should like start recording. Yeah, and it literally was like, boom. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so cool. You saw it from your house. Like
the flight museum. I mean, there's a flight museum in North Carolina. There's probably a flight museum in Myrtle Beach.
Talladega.
Yeah. I don't think that really matters. Sorry.
Flight museum. Lord be mercy. Oh man, but what's up, dude? What is
ICYDK? What does that mean?
I see you don't know RCR is back.
I see you don't know. Is that what that stands for?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Somebody in the comments, please tell us what that means.
Yeah, Dalton, what does that mean?
Young and hip enough to know all these abbreviations now.
3 cheese. I wish I would have took some 3 cheese tonight. I could use it. I'm freaking
right. In case you don't know,
these damn kids.
Of course, here. Nathan's one of those hip kids that knows. Nathan just went on like. Are you there? Am I glitching or are you glitching?
Damn it, did he freeze?
Now I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, I think you froze on my screen.
Someone in the comments say who froze this time because now I gotta know.
Who froze? Who froze? Yeah, the kids in the lingo, man. Y'all keep us up to date. Keep a piss on just in case the gun tries to fuck with
okay, Nathan says.
But I can figure it out. Yeah, Nathan is good.
Urban Dictionary.
Context clues.
It was Dakota. All right. Nice.
Damn it. I'll give you this one.
All right, now
Man.
we're back to normal. You're the one lagging.
Back to your
Perfect.
regularly scheduled
Yeah,
programming.
yeah.
Dude,
So
we
the
went
clash happened.
we had a clash
Yeah,
and we went racing
yeah.
and
Kind of. I mean, Denny Hamlin didn't call it racing.
I guess talk about it. Yeah, new stuff out. And I kind of liked a lot what I heard. I kind of didn't agree with everything I heard, but the clash. We
You
went
are
to
lagging
LA.
like a
We
son
did
of
it,
a
ran
bitch.
it back for the second time. Am I serious?
I
Let me
don't
turn
think you
some of
can
these
even hear me.
Wi-Fi's off.
God damn it. Yeah, you're lagging so bad. Anyway, hopefully he stays with us. I don't know.
Son of a
Are you still there?
bitch, dude. Yeah. I've been here the whole
All
time.
right, there you go.
Hold on. I had
Kind
stuff.
of.
Their damn iPads and computers and shit. I turned my Wi-Fi's off. You hear me now?
Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, you're good now.
But yeah, dude, we went to LA, ran it back for the second time. And I mean, I don't know if this one was I'd say this one was better as a product racing wise. I think it was better. Cars were faster, a lot more going on that was more approved by me. But as like a I don't know.
Hey, what up?
I
What
don't
up,
even
Papa Cook?
podcast yet, but it's kind of like there wasn't. I don't know. This time, second time or first time was kind of like ooh Second time was kind of like okay, yeah, yeah, all right, we're back here.
Yeah,
Dude,
Dakota,
what the
you
fuck?
are like completely gone. Yeah, you're
Wait,
gonna have to figure something out, man. Everybody's saying the same thing. Yeah,
well,
yeah. You're frozen on picking your nose, is what it
why
looks like.
uh,
All right. Well, I am taking him off until he can figure that out because that was getting really annoying. Anyway, yeah, Nathan, great open to this. So yeah, I was hoping Dakota would be here to help break this down, but you know what? I actually agree. I saw on the poll, on Jeff Gluck's poll, that it actually ranked lower in terms of the yes votes compared to last year's and what was it, like the road course? It ranked lower than it ranked lower than a few of them. And I actually thought the product on the track was better this year. I thought it was more exciting. I was actually kind of into it. I didn't hate it as much as I did last year. How's it going over there, Dakota?
am I working?
Yeah.
Is it working? I don't know. I told Felicia to go upstairs and turn everything off.
Dalton, yes, we definitely are going to have to get into these comments about it being a points race, but that will come. Yeah, Dakota, I was just saying, I don't know if you could hear me, but
Yeah,
essentially
you've been working fine. Y'all just say I'm lagging, so I don't know.
yeah, you've been crazy. You're still kind of lagging.
Am I still lagging? God damn it.
Yeah,
I could turn the computer
just a
off and
little bit.
on.
You're just a little bit.
All right,
It's
take me
getting
out.
better.
Let me fuck with it. I guess I told Felicia to turn everything off in the house.
I mean, it's getting better.
Yeah,
if it
Nathan
gets
says
bad
I'm
again,
lagging.
if it gets bad again, I'll cut you off. They weren't worried about crashing their cars before the 500. They're only worried. Okay.
It makes me not even want to talk. I'm just like, yeah, just go ahead.
No. You're actually, I think maybe Felicia fixed it because now you're not lagging anymore.
I don't know. She's probably cussing me up there. Yeah.
Anyway, go on. What were you gonna say? You were talking about how you actually kind of liked the product on the track better this year than last year.
I think the product on the track was better. Just let me know when I start lagging. And
right.
I think the second go around, they got a better run on the cars. It was kind of more what to expect, not like a gamble like last year. Last year was the first race with the car. They were, it was like prototype pretty much. They didn't have backup cars. They had to take that car to another race down the road. Like they didn't want to wreck and total these cars. But after a full season last year, this one seemed like it was no hold barred, still cage ladder match.
Yeah, I agree. I think the first thing I can think of when you say, they're just kind of going all out was Kevin Harvick swooping his way into the cutoff. That was wild. That's when I was like,
probably
okay.
the Kevin Harvick side. That was probably the highlight of the night.
For Kevin Harvick?
No, for like good racing.
You're saying for the whole race that was the highlight?
No, but I just thought
it's up there though. No, it was
I
up
honestly
there.
thought some of the heat races were more better than the main, and we'll break down the main in a minute. But
right,
The heat races to me, I was like, ooh, oh,
I
like, is
think
he gonna get him?
I think it was just because they were going all out. There was,
Yeah.
like, short laps. You knew you had to get into a certain position to move on. So, yeah, right from, like, the start of the race, they were just going all out,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is why Denny Hamlin pretty much said it wasn't real racing. Did you see that?
Yeah. I listened to Denny Hamlin's new show,
Yeah.
Accident Detrimental, and I think there's a lot of potential there with his new podcast. But really liked how he spoke his mind on things, and he was pretty much like, "Come on, this isn't like I think you're split on the fence. You either love this and thought this was amazing and you want it every day, or you thought this was a shit show and a joke of racing and you don't want to see it ever again." Um, yes, that was really good. They were swapping. That was the highlight
You
of the
know
night
what?
for
That was
me.
probably the best racing.
That was pretty much the best. The best racing we saw all night, and
Just
it
pure
the probably
racing.
the only racing we
The
saw
actual
all night.
racing, yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
just bumper cars, they were actually racing each other, which is good to
Yeah,
see.
they swapped it. They were duking it out like for 3 or 4 laps.
Um, Also something I do wanna mention because I think it was Nathan, on episode 1 that was saying that Ryan Preece is gonna be, like, hot this year, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't see that at all." I see, like, nothing from him. So, obviously, he did very well, in the Clash, but, they did mention how much more experience he has at bouldering tracks like this with, like, no banking because of his modified background. So,
Well,
still not 100% sold on him because of this.
I'm not taking speed and what I saw from this into the regular season. I think some guys had some good runs and like maybe hit on some things and had some or maybe more adapted to racing on tracks like this, but I'm not gonna be like I was very impressed with what I saw with Ryan Priest. Really badass. But I'm not gonna be like Ryan Priest is gonna be a threat this year now.
Yeah, maybe he'll be a threat for short tracks. I mean, if
Yeah,
that's,
like New Hampshire,
yeah,
Martinsville,
yep,
watch the fuck out.
maybe Bristol, we'll see.
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. But I remember as I was watching him lead, I was like, "Oh, Nathan's probably gonna bring this up." Yeah, he impressed me. And then I guess back to the Kevin thing. I just thought that was everybody was so excited when he knocked. He got past Ricky Stenhouse Jr., which I saw coming, but then when
Yeah.
he also passed Chase in the same move, it was like, oh hell yeah, that was so exciting to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was watching and like, oh man, I guess Kevin, he tried. Like that was the thing. I think there could be some adjustments to this format, which we can talk about too. But um it was like almost like, man, he's going around every time he kept getting a run, guys. Like he'd pass 2 cars and then 1 car would pass him back, and then he'd pass 1 car and 2 cars would pass him back, and they kind of all kept bumpering each other
Right.
out of the way. And but that crazy move where like he moves Ricky and then Kevin gets by both of them or whatever, and it was like go 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 go.
Yeah, that was really exciting. Yeah, that was Heat 2, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah. The
group
second
was
heat, that was stacked.
insane.
That whole heat was stacked. Some of them had like a couple good cars, but that one had like 6 good cars, and
I
only
mean,
5 of them were transferring.
I think half of the field, if I remember what I saw, if I remember this correctly, I looked at it, and at least half of that field in the Heat Group 2
Yeah,
is future Hall of Famers.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
was
It
like,
was
these are literally the biggest names in NASCAR, all in this one group, which I'm sure NASCAR hated because it would kind of put a lot of focus on that one, but it
yeah,
definitely made it exciting.
yeah, yeah. I thought the heats they were some of the best racing because you kind of had that cutthroat like top 5, baby, got to be top 5. And there were some races, there were some where like, dude, like BJ McLeod's not. This is a waste of a spot.
Right.
Brad Keselowski was kind of non-existent the whole time. I don't even think he wanted to be there. But some of them were a little more stacked. I thought the heats. I know, like maybe. Oh no, they were perfect. I thought the heats could have been 50 laps, and the LCQs could have been 25. Or maybe
Yeah.
like 30, let's say 40 laps or something.
Yeah,
It
I
just
actually
it was
agree with
hard, like,
that.
well, you had less cars, so people could kinda get spaced out, but there's some guys' cars really took off and then lost speed, and some guys had long run cars and would really get it going. So I feel like 25 laps wasn't enough time to, especially if you had a yellow, it was over. Like, it was just
Yeah.
2 10-lap shootouts.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that was enough time either.
Yeah.
Um, in that group too, because that's what Austin was in. And I was
Mhm.
like, well, this is going to be a great determination for how he does. Like, if he can move, because I think he started second there in that group with, some of the most talented drivers in the world. And
Right.
so I was like, if he moves on here, then he'll do well. And obviously, we'll talk about
Dude.
what happened in the main,
Yeah.
but
But yeah, and then they go to LCQs were 50 laps, and it kind of seemed like it was like, yeah, I mean, I guess there was some action in those, but you kind of, once you got 10 laps in, you kind of knew who was going to finish where in those.
yeah. Yeah, unless somebody just moved somebody. I mean, that was
Yeah.
I forgot who. You know what? I think was it Joey Logano maybe up in the booth that was talking about. If you show up here and your car doesn't have speed, then you're just not gonna move on. Like there's just
Yeah.
it's
You
just it is
definitely
what it
could tell,
is.
like, who gave a shit, who didn't give a shit, and, like, who was like, I want to win. Or, like, you tell, like, some guys I think were, like, still they were wanting to win, but they were only doing so much. But some guys you saw go from back to the front. You saw guys make desperate moves. And somehow they got 3 wide on this little track sometimes, and that was alarming. I don't know. All in all, like they were getting this thing going. The crowd, people were bitching about the crowd. I was also one of them, but then it was also like, I don't know. I'm gonna break it down for
Okay,
how people
so
have been talking about it.
so okay, we'll talk about the crowd. It started at 5 o'clock our time.
Yes.
So what time is that for them? Like 1 o'clock, I think.
So the main was 5 o'clock their time, so that had to be like what 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock,
5, 4, 3,
3,
2, 1.
2 o'clock.
Yeah, it's one
It's two,
o'clock.
yeah, something like that for them. And they on the advertisement on the ticket and even on TV, it said the
I
Bush
think
Clash
too.
8 p.m.
I thought it was a 4-hour gap. So
Yeah, I guess
I
it's 3. I don't know.
I
Um,
think that would be 1 o'clock if it's a 4-hour gap. I don't know.
it might be
Whatever.
3. It might be 3. Anyways, they said the Clash started at 8, and then the heat started at 5. Like I'm talking about our
3
time.
hours. No, this was in LA. So aren't we
Dude,
in
I don't care about the goddamn time.
I'm just yeah, I don't know. I'm confused because it's
Um,
East
anyways,
Central. I guess 3 different. Yeah. Okay. There's 4
so
total.
people, like, I get if you were told, like, if we were told the race started at 8, we'd probably show up at 7. But oh wait, this is this new fan. Nobody knows what's going on. There's heat races. So well, they didn't know because they're new fans. What's a heat race? Something like that. Another. So a lot of the crowd didn't show up to the main. Halfway through the main after the Wiz concert, place was pretty like it half full.
Yeah.
Like the crowd was stacked at that peak time.
Right.
Like that was where the crowd was. But if you were tuning in watching the heat races, it looked like there were 50 people there. So immediately us NASCAR fans were bitching, like, look at this, nobody's there. But all the cool kids with their kicks in LA, they didn't show up till halfway through the main, I guess. But I kept hearing a lot on podcasts this week about, like, man, they're on LA. They show up to events halfway through on purpose.
Right.
That's what the LA crowd does. They show up to games in the fourth quarter. And I'm like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah,
Like,
I
why would you
agree,
sit
but
here
it
and
is
say it's cool to enter the event late?
no, but
Like,
it is part of like that's how they are there.
yeah,
So
I get, but then I get it. Like, I could get
they
the confusion. I'm not going to sit here and say they purposely come in after the half because that's what's cool to do.
no, I don't think anyone
No,
is saying
that's
that's
what
what's
people were
cool. I
saying.
think
People were
I
saying
think it's
that's how LA rolls.
well, they're very laid back culture and their traffic's really bad. So I think it's like cultural customary to like show up late to things there. But also something I wanted to
That's
point
just
out
ignorant.
something I wanted to point out was that the capacity for this place is like nearly 79,000 and it looked pretty full. So
Yeah, at
this
the end, I said it had a good crowd, about like last year.
I wonder how many people were there. Just that's kind of a joke that we made last year too about the concert. We were like, how many people actually showed up? But you know what? When they were painting around the stands, it really did look like race fans. Um, I mean, because I made the joke with you. Are you still there? Or are you lagging?
I don't turn out though.
God damn it! God damn it! Okay. There he goes again. Yeah, no, I feel like I didn't see a whole lot of like people that were there just for the concert. It seemed like the crowd kind of stayed about the same um after the show as well. And when they would go around the audience, I was making the joke with Dakota, like how awkward some of these fans looked during the concert, like trying to dance to the music because they were NASCAR fans and probably didn't show up for the concert. Um was going good for a minute. Oh, well, he left completely. So hopefully he comes back. Yeah, no, I think the crowd actually looked pretty good. And we got to remember that this is for the Clash. This isn't for, I know they're putting a lot of marketing behind it and they're hyping this thing up a lot. So us NASCAR fans have like a high expectation for it. We expect like a sold out crowd, but we got to remember this is the Clash. And yeah, if Dakota was on here, he'd be like, man, back when it was the shootout, everybody showed up. And that's true, but not everybody shows up for as many races nowadays. And I think we got to take some W's when we get them. And I view that crowd for a Clash race that has nothing to do with the actual season. I view that as a victory. What up?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Maybe it's because I moved my table. I don't know what the internet's doing. It's usually rock solid. But yeah, dude, I think the Clash was good. The crowd was good. Am I lagging?
No, you're fine.
Oh.
I'm listening to you.
Okay. Well, I can't tell because sometimes you're sitting there and I'm like, fuck, I'm lagging again. What the fuck? I don't know what it is, man. This computer's being weird. Yeah, I think this year was more solid. I think like they got a better grip on it this year. And we'll get to why the other cons, but there was a lot of like
Yeah, you're lagging, man.
Freaking,
you're lagging again.
Whatchamacallit? Dude, I get frustrated.
You're like
lagging?
coming and going.
Am I still
No,
lagging?
you're there now. You're good now.
With Cypress Hill.
Cypress
Hill concert was like cool and all or whatever. Like I get it, Cali, but then it was also like, man, yeah, all right. And then they played one song on Fox.
The one song that everybody knows.
Yeah, Insane the Membrane. And then they just cut to like Tony Adam Alexander and Chris Myers and Kevin Harvick like breaking down how the race was gonna go, and Cypress Hill still playing in the background. Like they were doing a whole show, but it was kind of like, well, what the fuck happened?
They probably
like,
played the one other song that everyone knows.
Yeah. So, and I think, and then I heard like a lot of the damn kids there were like, "Who is this?"
Yeah, I'm sure.
So whatever.
That's a throwback group.
Then they're like, "Here we are on the red carpet. Like this is a red carpet event. Hollywood we're on the red carpet." And we got Wiz Khalifa. Did I say it right? Wiz Khalifa.
Are you talking about the interview?
Yes.
Oh.
And like they acted so weird about it. They were like, they were like, this is Mr. Wiz. How do you say that? Khalifa. Like he's some fucking alien.
Can you see?
Yes, and
that's just of his face as they were
his straight face, like he wasn't even listening to that bit.
No, he was just so annoyed.
Listening. And like I was like, oh my god, he looks like he does not like. I said, like, where's my goddamn check?
Yeah, right. That's what you texted me.
His face screamed, "You fucking white people!" And
yeah, and then he answers he's like, it's gonna get smoky.
Yeah, and she was like, so
she's like, so what are the vibes?
What are the vibes? How are you feeling being here with NASCAR?
He was like, gas.
He's like, yeah, it's gonna be all gas, baby.
He was just trying to make as many smoke and car references as humanly possible, which was pretty good.
Yeah.
And she just, it was.
Yeah. Oh my god. It was. I don't know.
She was like, "That's right, gas."
Yeah, it's gonna be all gas, guys. And he's there laughing, like, and she's like, "What kills me is they always do it with these celebrities, but like, so tell us again why you love NASCAR so much." And you can tell they're like, I don't even know what this is."
Yeah, he was definitely high as hell. I mean, It is California, so it is legal. Which they did mention, the broadcasters. I think was it Clint talked about how when they opened up the window in the booth that they just got hit with a huge like smell of weed.
Yeah, amen.
Do you see? I think he tweeted or something. He was like,
I
"Welcome
thought
to
Jeff Gluck tweeted it.
Maybe it was that. Yeah, maybe it was Gluck, and he's like, "Welcome to California," and I was like, "Yeah, I mean, it is
Yeah, he
legal."
said
So
as soon as they like opened a window, the stands were like,
yeah, that's
"Boo!"
right.
And it was like, yeah. I mean, what did you think was gonna? Hell, I saw
Yeah,
it at Talladega.
you have
What?
Cypress Hill, a rap group from the '90s that's famous for smoking weed, and Wiz Khalifa, a guy that's currently
What did you
famous for
think was
smoking
gonna
weed.
happen? There was blood in the water,
Like it was come on, I think you kind of set yourself up for that one.
right?
And then yeah, we got to talk about the after okay, so that interview was just the funniest thing. I was dying laughing from awkwardness. But we got to talk about this. The intros, the driver intros.
Okay, dude. So let's just start. We talked about how the racing was good. Amen. There was some good
Yeah.
moments this night. Now let's start talking about the bad. And we're already starting with cringy ass interviews with Wiz Khalifa. The crowd was weird at first. And now we're
Yeah.
going to talk about whoever the fuck hired this actor / comedian guy who butchered the whole driver intros.
I thought it was hilarious. I was
It
dying
was
laughing.
hilarious how bad it was.
I know everybody was so mad about it. I was not mad. I just thought it was so funny.
It was so like just did anyone like background check this guy?
Or just talk to him. Like,
Yeah,
hey
like,
man,
hey, have you
here's the
done this
names of
before?
guys that you're gonna be. Do you know how to pronounce their name?
You could tell that was the first time he'd ever read
Yeah,
any of that
100%.
shit. He's
Just
like,
like
wait,
Wiz, he was
like,
like,
did
"Give
he
me my
even know
paycheck."
he was going to be doing that? Hey, we're going to go to this
Yeah,
event. You're going to
did you
put
hear
on your
that? The
show.
Front Row Sports.
I heard some crazy shit. I heard Kyle Harvick and
Yeah, that's right.
and then what did he say? 200 wins more than Richard Petty or something.
Yeah,
Talking
yeah.
about Kyle Busch, and then like I liked how they came out as teams. I thought that was kind of neat.
Except
Like,
none of
never
them knew
seen
when
it.
to walk.
No one knew what was
No
going
one,
on,
no one.
and dude, they were all
Someone
kind of
got
like,
caught on fire because he like walked into the flame.
yeah,
And then
no
they
one knew
backed him
what.
up.
It's totally chaos. Which I was like, what the fuck?
Here's a good theory. He has contact high, or just he was getting high with Cypress Hill. I mean,
Yeah, I don't
he
know.
might just
That dude needs to have. He does. This check needs to be vetoed. He doesn't. That was bullshit. It was just so cringy. That guy, you can tell that some guy that knows nothing
Do
about
you not know
NASCAR.
who he is, by the way?
No, I've seen him on things, but like I
Okay.
couldn't tell you his
I was
name.
like, well, he was like he's on that show Community. He was the
I've seen him in a bunch of stuff, like in
yeah,
cheesy
yeah,
movies and stuff.
yeah. He's actually pretty funny in his TV shows.
I've seen him play in a movie where he was like a real dick or something.
Yeah, that's always his character. He's a complete
funny
asshole.
asshole.
And so at first, I honestly wasn't sure if that was a joke, like how bad it was. And then
Yeah.
when he started just like mispronouncing names, I was like, oh no, this is real.
Yeah, I thought like he was being fun, like trying to be funny and do it on
Yeah.
purpose. And I was like, no, he's just
Yeah, I
straight
talked
up.
about like Michael Jordan was part of the Toon Squad and like blah blah blah. And so I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
what?
okay, he's trying to like make jokes. But then he was like mispronouncing things and said like Front Row Sports and stuff. And I was like, oh no, he did not memorize this at all. Like,
No, he was reading cue cards. I don't know. Yeah, Rob Lowe, he looked like a 28-year-old lizard.
he is
I
a
don't.
28-year-old lizard person.
So God
But
bless him. He did do good. I thought
Rob
he
Lowe
did-
always does good.
I
Man.
liked
does
how he
good in, like,
did.
all his stuff.
The event went a lot better. I think the broadcast, which we're getting to, the broadcast ruined it. Put a sour stamp on the whole event because Rob Lowe said, "Start your engines." It went boo 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 boo, and the fireworks went off.
Yeah.
Like that was sick.
That was sick.
I imagine it was badass being there. Like I'd press the back of my zipper if I was there. You know?
Yeah, no, that was actually. I loved how they like did the.
Yeah,
the
that was
awesome ones.
sick.
Yeah, I think that's what I
Um,
made for our thumbnail. Actually, I think I used that like the fireworks. or
Yeah,
whatever.
it looked good. They did it on the start. You know,
Mhm.
national anthem was badass.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, they like just cut to some chick singing and some like fucking woke kids on a DJ booth, like, let's go, let's go. And some chick no one's ever heard of
That
singing
was the
some song
funniest.
nobody knows. And fuck, it literally seemed like they were like, NASCAR paid whoever this Cali chick is to do this. And NASCAR was like, oh yeah, shit, we forgot about her.
Yeah.
And like filmed her for a second. We're like, all right, we got it. Whew.
I was
Um,
so confused. I was like, who
dude.
is this? What is going on?
So, and like, well, this will lead us right in there. You remember all last year we were so like angry and pissed off. We'll get there.
We'll get there. Yep.
Is like I forgot. I didn't forget. I was dreading this, to be honest. I forgot how bad Fox was. But I thought this was some of the worst Fox work I've seen in my fucking life. I didn't think it
Yeah.
could get worse than Daryl Waltrip. This like took the cake, dude. I literally like they just plugged the cameras up and hit record. Like nobody was ready for anything.
Well,
They didn't
okay.
even fucking like go practice.
So, did you hate the booth or did you hate the camera guys?
But I hate whoever produced this shit. Whoever the production manager is, I can go to fucking hell. Dude, no, the booth, fucking Clint Boyer was the star of the show. Usually Clint's driving me fucking nuts.
He was
pissing me off.
definitely trying to be more
And
professional.
dude, I think some things in his life have humbled him, and he was sharpened up and doing a great job. I was like, good job, Clint.
He was
Like,
definitely trying to be more
he wasn't
professional.
doing all that drunk boogity crap. And
Yeah.
then Mike Joy, God bless him, rest his soul. You can live too long.
He and I tweeted about this. He would just go off on tangents about like the history of things, right? Which is really interesting, but also it's like, hey, what are we doing
It's
here?
irrelevant right now.
Right, like,
Irrelevant information.
that's
That
why I was
reminds
like,
me of
I
the
would
1968 Impala I drove once at the beach of Monaco.
like I would be really
What?
happy if he retired from the booth and he was on like Fox Sports where he had a television show where he got to interview historic racers and talk
That
about
would be fine.
stories.
Dirty
That
Mo
would be a
Media,
really
pick
cool
Mike Joy up.
show. You know, it like maybe they could ride around in the cars and tell stories. Like I would be really happy if Mike Joy wanted to go ahead and do that with his career. I think everybody would be. I think everybody would be like, good for you, Mike. Like you left when you should, and you're doing something that you love.
And
And
I've
we
always
all
been a fan of his, but
right, we all love
goddamn,
Mike Joy. That's the thing. I
it's
don't want to be a
slipping
dick.
like a loose wheel, dude. Like it is getting bad. I don't know. Those cartoon things. God damn it, dude. This guy's just bringing up all the.
Thankfully, Denny finally, a big
At least
driver
we know.
finally has like brought it forefront. He talked about how ridiculous it was that they just need to do away with it, and everybody in the comments was like, "Thank God!" Like someone needs
more
to
of
say
that,
this.
please.
Yeah, because maybe they'll listen to Denny Hamlin if he's talking about it. So maybe those will be going away. I doubt it because it's Fox, but at
Yeah.
least I feel like people are, bringing attention to it. Yeah, Chester is still the cameraman. It did.
So
They went a little while. It was like a few
No,
heat races, I
dude.
think.
So they wanted you to get comfortable, is what they wanted, and I'm fucking sitting there watching, and it was one of the early restarts. It may have even been a heat. It was a restart, and the guy like pace car pulls in, and they cut to the cars like weaving going into 3 and 4. Getting warmed up, about to take the green, and they just fucking pan to some kid in the stands like doing this, and you hear the car shifting through the gears behind him restarting, and I'm like, I jumped off the couch going, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And they fucking pan back, and they're coming off a 2.
Yep.
I was like, we missed the whole goddamn corner in the restart. I have no idea how he went from first to fourth.
Right.
Like, dude, I flipped the fuck out. Like, I spent most of the night standing up yelling at the TV. Like, I just becoming the dad I am. It's just like, I lost my mind. And in the group chat, I was counting how many times they were filming kids. And it was like, I get any broadcast, like filming, go into transition to commercial, play some kid waving a flag, some people like
A
drinking
dad
a beer.
holding his daughter.
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
has like a hat
A
on.
car with the exhaust flames in slow mo.
Yeah.
I get it.
You
But
got
when there's
a couple
green flag
shots.
racing on the track, I don't give a fuck about what fan is there. I don't care. It does not
Especially
make me
children.
feel,
Especially
does not
all
make me
the
feel like
children.
I'm there. Yeah. And why is it only little kids? And especially no, there was one time, dude. One time the camera guy, they had that big badass Fox cam, the like 3D camera. And they came up, like he kept going in the stands with people, and he was like in this guy's face, and he was like filming him like. And the guy was like, fucking Christ. You can see the guy like, fuck. And you can tell the guy had like the camera right in that guy's face. It cracked me the fuck up because the guy was like not pleased about it. You tell the guy's like face was like, can you get that camera out of my face? God damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, fuck. I just don't know how all of this banner, I see it all over Twitter. I don't really see a lot of people that agree with product that like, did they not see this shit?
Right. And that's what everyone talks about. I agree. They have to see it. And it was kind of the same thing I was thinking maybe that happened with Clint. Maybe he just saw so much feedback from fans that were like, hey, we're getting tired of the jokiness. We want like a little bit more serious in the booth. And so so that's what I'm like. Fox has to finally listen to some, especially if Denny is bringing up some of this stuff. Like they have to address it. And speaking of Clint,
I don't know how they go by this. God, Jesus.
You're back
Am I
again.
lagging?
You're back again. Yeah, you're back again though.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Tell me why
Clint
the
in
fuck
the booth,
I'm watching the NASCAR broadcast and Gwen Stefani is in the fucking booth. Tell me why.
because she's famous and she was there.
Irrelevant.
That's 100% the reason. Yeah, no, I know, but that is 100%. They were like, "Oh, hey,
and here's Gwen
like, come on."
Stefani's opinions on NASCAR racing. What? I don't
Clint's
give a
like trying to
rat's
be
ass.
professional.
Yeah,
He's,
and
like,
she was
trying to
like,
be
"Yeah, remember that
professional for
time
once.
at your house? Remember? You ripped
Yeah.
your pants off. You were fucked up." And he was like, "Bitch." He's like, "If you don't shut the fuck up."
Jesus, Nathan.
Oh my god. Yeah, we're kind of subliminally said that, but she's
Pretty
pretty hot too. Yeah, Nick, she's pretty hot. I'd like to see her naked. Yeah, dude. It was like Fox gonna Fox, but I think they really took the cake. And I'm really nervous for how this first half of the season is going to go.
Yeah, I tweeted that. I was like, can anybody be sure that at this point they're not just trying to like tank it? Like Fox isn't just like making fun of it at this point. They're just
I
like,
have an opinion.
fuck it.
With the new TV deal coming out, and should NASCAR go to premium subscription bullshit? We're talking about TV deals, and this is the product on the table. This is what. Okay, imagine paying for and that.
You cut out again.
I'm lagging.
Yep.
God damn it.
You're lagging again.
I said, imagine paying for a prescription. I'm still lagging.
No, you're good.
Oh, imagine paying for a subscription and that's the product you got.
Yeah, right. I mean, well, that is a good thing about a subscription service is that you do have direct authority over the product, because if you don't like it, you just cancel your subscription. And then they're like, oh shit, now we got to change, because that's how they make their income. Whereas Fox is like, we're still selling ads. Like we don't
we're
really
gonna be
care
here whether you
about
want us or not, dude. The cartoons, Gwen Stefani, the awkward interviews, the whole thing, dude. I think the event was good. I think Fox ruined the event for the fan at home.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I've seen some people, they were talking about it online, if the new TV contracts come up and ESPN is interested, should NASCAR fans be behind that? And I saw a lot of people being like, no, I'll never forgive ESPN for what they did, this and that. And I understand that point, but I also understand when I watch Fox, I don't really care about the past anymore. Like, just get me something that's better than that.
Yeah, anything. It just makes me cherish like how good NBC was. Like I was like, wow, yes, thank you. I deserve that. I really, really miss NBC already and can't wait for them to be back.
Yeah. Look, I don't care who else comes to NASCAR. They need to get somebody else. You know what I mean? If it's like, oh, we don't like ESPN, they only care about F1. If ESPN's fucking interested again, let's talk to them, because
at this point, anybody.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we just need something better, because this is getting unbearable. And we need something better.
It's definitely like I'm just gonna keep the TV muted at this point.
We're around for the ESPN day.
Oh God, you're lucky. So I don't know, man. I just think Fox really screwed the pitch in this with the camera. Okay, well, here's another thing.
Nathan, to answer your question, ESPN, and you can search this, they pretty much dumped NASCAR, left them high and dry.
No, I thought their coverage was trash anyway.
Well, it was, but I'm saying like it was bad blood.
It was not this bad. I'll say that.
It wasn't
not this bad.
It wasn't, but they dumped NASCAR, left them like high and dry, said that they had like no interest, and NASCAR was dying and yada yada yada. So it wasn't a good breakup either.
Yeah, but I've heard rumors that they want to come back.
Yeah. So, I mean, I also will endlessly hear rumors about how Dodge wants to come back.
Oh, ESPN got SRX.
Interesting.
I think I'll watch some SRX this year. I'm going to try to make that my goal to watch some SRX. I'm not technically a new fan. God, Jesus Christ. At least you're watching, man. That's all I can
Yep.
say. Yeah, dude. They really screwed the pooch. But why did we what? This drives me nuts, and I noticed it last year. I think NBC does this too. First, I'll start off with why do we have so many onboard cameras? I'm okay with onboard footage, replays, especially something happens in front of a driver, la di da. But it'll be a crucial, pivotal moment of the race. Got down a guy, or something's happening, and they'll just show one onboard, and they'll show the guy steering the wheel, and I can't tell what the fuck's going on. Like, hey, zoom out. This is a great moment. He's gonna bump and spin him. Zoom out, and they just leave it on onboard. But I think NBC does this too. And I know every car now has an onboard, but they used to be select onboards. And I think sponsors pay for certain stuff. But every time Kevin Harvick qualifies, they show his onboard and his steering wheel view. And they'll show every car filming his whole lap. And then when Kevin Harvick comes, they show his onboard. And I can't tell what the fuck is going on in that corner because all I'm seeing is his fucking hands. Like, I want to see the car get loose.
Right.
I want to see him hit the wall. I want to see what happened because I can tell better when I'm watching from the zoomed out view instead of his fucking onboard. I can see him fight the wheel, but I can't tell what corner he's in.
I agree, especially on short tracks like this where it's constant action. If we're at like
it drives me
Daytona and they're running
nuts.
single file and somebody's like right behind somebody and that's the best action we have, then that's fine. But yeah, on a track like this where there's constantly lead changes or action or battles for the lead, there's constantly action going on. You can't cut to that.
Dude, well, here's one. Wait, what the fuck? I just lost my thought. I'm blacking out.
It's not just your Wi-Fi lagging, it's your brain.
Yeah, me and Nathan talked about this. My brain just blacked out. God damn it. Anyways, they fucking zooming it. I just remembered. Bubba Wallace's camera.
Speed channel. It's called Flow Racing.
God, Speed Channel was so great. RIP. Bubba Wallace's onboard, the sound was off by 10 seconds. I thought it was my TV. I paused and rewound and played.
Oh, really?
Bubba Wallace's onboard audio was lagging like my internet, and he was in the corner and the sound was full throttle, and then he'd come on the straightaway and it'd be letting off. It'd be rolling out throttle and getting back in it.
Okay,
Straightaway. And I thought it was my TV, and I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And I was like, "Why is my sound doing that?"
Do you think all the cameras are lagging then, or was it
No,
just
no. I noticed it on his qualifying lap, and I thought it was my TV. But then I noticed it in the race. They went to his onboard, and then I saw somebody on Twitter talk about how Bubba Wallace's onboard sound was lagging, and I was like, "Oh, see, I thought I was crazy."
You still are, but
yeah, I definitely am. It's getting worse. By the way, I heard Flo is picking up the car.
Already announced it.
Yeah, I heard it on DJD this morning. I was like, interesting.
Yeah, it's been announced. We have a
maybe we should try to go to some cars events.
I was gonna go to the race in Florence this weekend with Dale Jr. But
is it Florence or Florence?
If you have to ask, I think you know the answer. Yeah, Dale Jr. racing there. It's a Flow racing event, but yeah, the weather looks terrible, so I ended up bailing. So
yeah, it's a good idea. It's supposed to rain here all weekend.
Yeah, even the track is like, hey, we're gonna still try to put it on, but like, we'll see.
Junior's like, I'm not fucking gonna
dude. It's like 52 degrees high with like rain all day. I'm just like, nah.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'll just watch it from home and stream it because I can do that.
But dude, all in all, I think the event was okay. Like, it is what it is at this point. The clash is here to stay. I think talking about the future of this race. I think that I don't see this lasting another 10 years. I think this could last a couple more years. And
yeah, Nick, let me know. Hit me up. I'll get us tickets.
I can see him doing it a couple more years or whatever, but I also feel like I can see him doing one more year, and maybe it's run its course. How long are we going to keep?
Well, all right, let's talk about the main race first, because I did want to talk about the future and what we're going to see.
Yeah,
but we kind of discussed earlier the main race wasn't as exciting as some of the
jumping
heat
ahead.
races. You what?
I was jumping ahead. Yeah.
No, it's all good. Yeah, so we already discussed that it wasn't as good as some of the heat races, and I think most people agree. I would say though it wasn't as good in the first half, and it actually got a lot more exciting towards the end.
Are you serious? Because I was gonna just say the opposite. The first half was okay. Like there was some comers and goers and some racing, but the second half was a abominable shit show.
The only thing I can remember from the first half that was exciting was Bubba Wallace making that pass on the outside because nobody was able to do that,
Ryan
and that
Preece
was
did.
really impressive. I was like,
Ryan
"God damn."
Preece passed Bubba Wallace on the outside.
Yeah, that's true. But we talked about Ryan Preece. He was like the most experienced.
Yeah.
But I remember just kind of being bored, and then finally it was on the restart. Bubba chose, I think he was in third, chose to take the outside, and they were like, "Ooh, that's risky." And Tony, who by the way I forgot to mention for the booth, Tony
Tony
once
was
again knocked
clutch.
out of the park. I love
Yeah.
Tony in the booth. Dude
Tony's
should
kept
just
the whole
stay in the
thing
booth.
together.
Yeah, honestly, him and Clint together were actually doing pretty good in the booth, I gotta say.
Yeah.
But he mentioned like, "Oh, outside, that's risky." And it just so quick. I was like, damn, Bubba's winning this race. I was
Yeah.
like, he's got the car, he made the move, and he
How about
passed.
Eric Almirola was fast and the crew totally didn't even realize they were choose coning.
Yeah, right.
Oh fuck. Wait, what? And they're like, I guess she's starting on the outside.
Yeah, we'll talk about Auto
We're
Club
getting to the
later.
future. God damn it. So I thought once Wiz came and burned it down, that the drivers got a contact high through their air hose in the helmet, and that AC bun and
Looking suave on that
the
Insta post,
the
bro.
drivers got a little contact high, and they just lost their minds after the halftime show because it was like 8 cautions in a row there, and it was like I literally was like,
That
all
got
right,
annoying.
I've had enough. Like this
That
is
did get
enough.
annoying.
Yeah.
But my point was in the second half, everybody got ballsy.
No, the second half, yeah, I was like, all right, fuck
Everybody was
you, fuck this.
making moves, and yeah, they just didn't give a fuck anymore. Which, you know, say what you want, kind of like Denny. I kind of agree with Denny. That's not really racing. That's more just like action excitement, which is fine. I mean, it is still racing. It's just a different type of racing, you know.
Well, my problem with this whole Clash thing isn't that I fucking get it. The views don't lie. The crowd shows up. Is that this is more of an entertainment exhibition
Yeah,
more than a
100%.
racing exhibition.
Yes, I agree
And
with that.
that is fine and fun and dandy. I just don't think it has to be the Clash. I think this could be something in itself, its own fucking race. It could be its like own entity.
But why not? Why not just be the Clash? Like, what do you want the Clash to go back to Daytona and be part of the speed weeks and everything?
That will never happen. But they took speed weeks from me. And
So what else
I
do you
miss it
want
all the
this to
time.
be other than the Clash? I mean,
Preseason Thunder, preseason Velodrome.
okay.
Coliseum.
I feel like that's kind of what they turned this into, to be fair.
I'm not going to copy Dale Jr. on his own show, but Dale Jr. had great points on DJD this week. And he was like, make this its own entity, make it its own thing. You want to do it at the Coliseum, that's fine. But, you know, we used to go down to Daytona for 2 weeks and have speed weeks, and it was the buildup to the greatest race.
I do agree.
Now we go down to Daytona for a couple days and get the fuck out of there. And it's all right.
Connor, you son of a bitch.
That's another thing that was going around the rumor mill.
We'll talk about that weekend when we recap the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Anyways,
cars, we're gonna get to that too. Yeah, I'm like I said, like you said, the numbers don't lie. I have it pulled up right here. TV viewership, 2023 was 3.6 million.
That's way more than any regular race.
Right. 2022 was 4.2 million. 2021, which was the Tuesday on FS1, was 1.5 million. 2020, 2.4. 2019, 2.2, 2018, 2.2. I mean, so a lot of people initially saw that it was down, and I immediately said that to y'all. I was like, I don't know if y'all remember numbers like of our normal races, but 3.6 is fucking huge. Like that's a lot.
Well, here's my thought process.
Races.
How not only would it be people wanting to see this Clash, but how much other would it be new fans getting into the sport, this new fan they're going after, looking into like, oh, I'm getting into NASCAR now. I want to watch this. Or maybe there's more fans now than there was then.
Also, I think to talk about the NFL thing, we need to stop trying to like schedule around the NFL. I think it's just at a certain point, it's just like, hey, now you're gonna have to choose sometimes. If you're an NFL fan over NASCAR, then watch that. You know, We can't live our whole lives as a sport that's just like trying to work around the NFL schedule. Are you there or are you lagging?
I was lagging.
God damn it.
I'm lagging.
All right. I think you're back. I think you're back.
I do do with moving my setup.
Yeah, I don't know.
Am I here now?
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
we'll
a
definitely have to
goddamn
figure it out for
Chinese
next week.
balloon. It's a fucking Chinese balloon interfering
That's
with
what
my
I said.
satellites.
I was talking to my dad about the Chinese balloon and how they're spying and all this. And I was like, you know what upsets me the most about China spying on us more than
What?
anything else is that I'm not able to count that as viewerships for the podcast because I'm like, there's got to be at least like 5 more Chinese guys watching this podcast, just stealing all of our data.
Gathering information.
Can I get that viewership at least? Like, you can steal my info, but like at least count that towards a viewership because I need to get some more impressions. Yeah, what if you want both? I don't know, then get 2 fucking TVs. It's like I have 2 TVs for I watch college football.
Wait, what are we talking about? Competing with football?
Racing versus super. Yeah, when I was saying
Qualify at 1 p.m. for the Daytona 500, and when that's over, people can flip over to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
That
think
hasn't
it's
started.
I don't. Yeah, I think we can make it work. I don't think it's like
We did
the
that
end
for
of
like
the world.
25 years. I don't. What?
Hear me out. The Clash, but back at Daytona Oval, but without. What the fuck?
Hear me out. Hear me out.
Hear
Go
me
back
out.
to Daytona, and we race backwards.
Oh, the Chinese are becoming Harvick and AD fans.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! All right,
Hell
let's spread
yeah.
it, baby. Yeah, let's get
Proud of your sensei.
let's sell some merch out in China. Yeah. So overall, viewership numbers were really good for this thing. A lot of people are tuning in. I had friends and family members texting me asking if I was watching. They don't ever watch races, so
Right.
like people are tuning into this thing. You got to admit,
Yeah.
and the crowd did look good. Now, I guess we can talk about how they could make it better.
First off, before we get there, how about Martin Truex Jr. winning the second Coliseum Clash, undefeated ever since he dumped his girlfriend? Martin Truex undefeated since he broke up with his old lady.
Really?
Yeah, undefeated.
He broke up with. I didn't even see that.
What? That's hot gossip, dude.
I don't keep up with that.
Dude, the red carpet, LA, bro.
So wait, what did you said he won last year?
No, I said he's undefeated since he broke up with his girlfriend.
Was like, he didn't win it last year. What are you talking about?
I said the second ever Coliseum Clash.
Oh, I thought you were saying he won like 2 Coliseum Clashes.
I made a whole joke. Nathan will laugh, but you did went right over your head.
Yeah, or did she dump him?
It was a joke. It was a goddamn joke.
Well, is it a joke or is he actually broken up with his girlfriend?
No, they broke up. They've been together like
I was gonna say, I thought because I found out recently that they never got married.
No, they've never been married.
Anyone
who's a NASCAR fan would have known that.
Oh,
yeah. So they've been
Sorry,
together.
I don't keep up with your fucking. Are you calling me not a NASCAR fan?
No, they've been together.
That's what he gets for fucking talking shit. That's what he fucking gets. He can stay out of the stream for a minute. This fucking smartass who can't figure out his own goddamn Wi-Fi is going to call me out as not a NASCAR fan just because I don't watch fucking Racing Wives like he does and don't know who's fucking married and who's not. All right. Are you out of timeout now? Are you going to fucking behave?
I was dying laughing when you did that.
Yeah,
I was dying laughing when you did that.
No, anybody who knows who's married. I don't fucking know who's married. Is Kevin Harvick even married? I don't know.
He's got several wives.
Oh, well, did he ever get married to her, or weren't they just dating for a long time?
No, they got married in 2001.
Oh, then I am thinking of Martin Truex Jr. Or I don't know who I'm thinking
of. Yeah, so him and his old lady have been dating since like forever or something. And they it was over the off season they broke up, and it was like, whoa, what? See, 2005. And I was kind of, everybody's like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. And I was like, I think it was mutual or something. I honestly don't give a shit about drivers' personal lives.
It sounds like you really give a shit about this.
It was about the joke.
It sounds like you really care.
It's about the joke.
Is it about the joke, or is it you want to talk about hot gossip and NASCAR's
No, but
racing
what I
wives?
wanted to talk about was they broke up like 2 weeks ago, and they've been together like 20 years.
Yeah.
But it would the meme was Martin Truex goes undefeated ever since leaving longtime girlfriend. It was
I
like a
mean,
Tom Brady. Tom Brady leaves his wife and was winning games. It was like
it's a
Martin Truex.
fact.
Yeah, whatever. His old lady bit the dust. She might have been a bitch. Anybody ever think of that?
She never came to a race last year.
Last year.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, there was Nathan honestly brought it up. Like during the fall, he was like, because they used to always like jerk off to Sherry and her cancer and be like, she has cancer. She is his girlfriend, and so Nathan all of a sudden's like, I haven't seen Sherry like them film Sherry at all. They always like film the wives, or the
Right. Yeah.
girlfriends, and they're like she'd be standing next to him for the national anthem, but like
But
all
no, I'm not a
season,
real fan because I assumed they were
dude,
married.
you are taking it way too personal.
All right, he's removed again. Um, I have that ability. Just so you know.
But Nathan brought it up. They're like, oh, she's not here. Anyways, Martin Truex drops the excess baggage, and it clearly built some confidence in him because he's going off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Trade in the old for the new, Martin.
well, okay, why was that not brought up more than last year on his drought? With the fact that his longtime girlfriend didn't go to any of the races, like that should have been discussed way more.
I don't know. No, I don't know.
Because that seems like an actual.
Well, I think it was like personal business, and then like I guess he was getting out ahead of it or something.
Yeah, but we talk about everybody else's fucking personal business.
Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about Kyle Busch's embryo cycles. What?
Right, yeah. I mean, Ty Dillon and his depression. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody else is talking
Bubba
about everybody
Wallace
else's shit
breathing.
because it's none of our business. Yeah, dude, we have a NASCAR podcast, so we make it our business.
Yeah. I don't know
no,
why they
everybody
film
talks
mine.
about everybody's relationship. I think somebody should have. I wish this would have been brought to my attention last season because that would fuck with your head if you're like going through this essentially divorce because they probably were legally
Imagine
they were together for so long.
Imagine your team breaking up with you, sponsor dropping you, and they're telling you you're not coming back next year, but they want you to drive the car the rest of the year. How would you perform?
Yeah.
However, this other team welcomes with open arms, lets you smoke weed, gives you a couple guns, and tells you you can do whatever you want. I think you'd walk into the next race with a little big swagger.
Yeah, and he did. To be fair, he did do well on this one last year, but that was before the situation with the team. So
yeah, that was before he knew he wouldn't come back.
Yep.
Ever since they were like, "Hey, you're not coming back," there was a different reality.
Yeah. Also, I think that had a lot to do with the equipment they were putting him in. I mean, I think they were just like, "Yeah, we're done investing in this guy."
Yeah, fuck this guy. Why would we let him win? He's leaving. Yeah. I just doing what Americans do.
Yeah,
freedom.
I mean, personally, I was like, "That's fucking badass." Okay, Kyle Busch is cool.
Yeah, I literally have been vouching for Kyle Busch has entered the chat as a third party on my NASCAR search list. Okay, I could be a KFB fan. I've never thought I'd say that. The Black 8, the guns, the drugs, like the drivability. Kyle Busch is the fucking shit. Oh my god. Bang hookers like Denny. I like Denny. This one season the bitch leaves.
Yeah.
I'm my head. Dirty bitch.
Hey, good point. Good point.
Yeah.
The comments from boomers about
KB8.
I don't know. What are some of the comments? So are people like mad?
I don't know. I saw a bunch of anime kids on Twitter like, why does he own a gun? And it's like, are we serious? Like,
Okay,
I didn't think it was a big deal. I was like, goofball.
Goofball.
You silly. I can't believe you did that, Kyle. Show him the gun in your bag.
Kyle. Hi, Kyle.
Yeah, hey, Kyle. Show him the gun in your bag. Yeah, like, I didn't even think it was like, I was like, oh, wow, what a fuck up on that one. But people were like, I can't believe he did that. And it was like, you can't?
I was definitely like, oh, Kyle like carries? That's fucking tight.
That's what I thought. I immediately was like, yeah, tell me more about Kyle and what pistol he likes.
Yeah, dude.
I saw a picture. I don't know if it was real, but I saw a picture of a Ruger in a magazine with ammo. And I was like what was confiscated? And I was like, okay, Kyle.
he needs to get sponsored by like Ruger or like.
Oh, I would
Glock
love
or
if like the
something.
NRA jumps on this. That would be great.
Just lean into it, dude. Become the
Yeah.
spokesman for the NRA.
Well, that's why I think the release was like before something gets like brought up, and it's like, did you hear about Kyle going to jail in Mexico and people and like blowing up? Kyle got out ahead of it and was like, hey, just want everybody to be aware that I kind of like went to jail for a night in Mexico.
I am curious if he was carrying before, during, or after
The whole
the
mall
shooting.
thing, yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
bet
I
don't know.
wonder if that fucked with him, and he was like, "I'm gonna start carrying all the time now," or maybe he was already carrying, and he's not like looking for the gunman. He's like trying to get his children out of the mall, and he also is carrying. I don't know, but yeah, that could have something to do with it. Dude should get in jail for the whole 3.5 years. Yeah, fucking getting out of the Mexican jail with like teardrops, tattoos, and shit.
Peggy, they're giving me some sort of award.
He tries to translate on trial. Toyota paid off Mexico.
Lord be mercy.
Yeah, Remington, that'd be sick.
Yeah, dude, sign me
Yeah.
up. I don't know. Anyways, I'm liking Kyle
Apparently,
Busch more and
okay,
more.
so apparently he started carrying after the mall shooting. Is it true? Okay.
Yeah, well, good for him.
I mean, RCR definitely supports that stuff. So
Yeah, I imagine
he's in the
Austin
right place.
Dillon's got a sweet gun safe.
Dude, you know he does. He's a big hunter and stuff.
Anyways, what are we doing? Martin Truex won the damn fucking race. It was cool. But let's
I don't
get
know.
in.
You started wanting to talk about like girlfriends and wives and stuff. So now we're just talking
accept
about
full
whatever.
responsibility of my actions. Before we end this damn show, let's get our little first rating of the year.
Oh,
race
shit,
rating.
that's right.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? I wanted to drop this on you. I don't know if you remember, but our at the line picks were that I picked the 8 and you picked the 3.
That's right.
And they finished second and third.
Yeah.
So, hey, we call them like we see them here at Chairgating. Follow us for more insight on who you should pick and gamble on your next race venture.
The tweets are free.
We pick heaters, dude. Follow us in the chat.
Yeah, you know what? And I even mentioned, I said last year they got 2 and 3. And I said this year it's gonna be Austin Dillon 1, Kyle Busch 2.
Yeah,
because you picked Kyle Busch.
And our wild cards, I picked the 31, got the pole. You picked the 41.
Yeah.
That almost won the damn thing.
Yep, I know. And dude,
I
even joked about it because I was like,
I like what we're seeing.
I joked about it because I was like, Nathan's gonna give me shit or whatever, because I was saying that he's gonna suck this year. But I did say he did well last year. That's why I picked him. So
yeah. I said that in our
pre-race. That's a solid pick.
I said that in our preseason predictions. I picked the 8 car to win the 500. I just note that now.
I remember that. Yeah, that's a solid pick.
I can totally see him leading with 3 to go, and I'm flipping out, and he gets dumped. But dude, given our first race rate in the year, I was very curious because, you know how we started talking about doing Thursdays? Is my opinion today is different than my opinion of the race Monday. It's like we've had time to simmer on it, and
that's a good point.
Ingest it all. Because Monday
I'm
I was
not
heated.
talking shit with people on Twitter anymore. I'm just like,
Monday I was fucking heated, and I was like, "Fuck NASCAR, fuck this fucking race." Today I'm oh my god. Today I have a different outlook. I think I was really going to benefit great. Well. Oh, dude, I really think I totally see the 8 and 3 making the playoffs.
Yeah, I think RCR might go off
before Daytona.
I think they got the heated Kyle Busch. Like he's on
Kyle Busch vengeance tour.
Yeah, like I think Austin's like, all right, let's go. Like,
yeah, hey, hey, I got your back, bro. Fucking hit him.
Yeah, dude.
My grandpa'll sue him.
We should also address that the Bubba thing where Austin.
Yeah, Kyle was back there like, what's up? What's up?
That was the funniest thing when they get out and Austin's being interviewed, asked about it. Bubba's car's right there. He's staring at him.
And he goes, I feel bad for him.
He's got the thing just sucking on a straw, and then Kyle's just standing there like his like homeboy. He's like,
yeah, dude, I'm loving this Kyle Austin.
I hope this becomes a thing.
Yeah. Ty's over there like, hey, bro, and he's like, shut up, dude.
Shut up. And Kyle's like, nice, dude.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, Ty's a pussy.
I'm really liking the Kyle Austin like brotherhood.
Yeah,
bros
I hope
they got
that becomes
going on.
more of a thing.
I can see them both. Definitely Austin, I see benefit for, and like the last couple years,
Austin
we've been like, man, what's Austin Dillon gonna do? I don't see how much longer this is gonna last. Now I'm like, I think Austin Dillon's about to pop off on some fools.
Yeah, right. If he's got Kyle, that has his back, definitely.
Yeah, I really like them. Like, yeah, bro, fuck Bubba. And then they
I
did
would
not do
love for
Bub.
that to
They
become a
didn't do
thing.
Bubba a favor in his car like the baby he is. But
I would love
did.
for it to become like a Talladega Nights thing. Ricky Bobby
I
and
can- yeah.
Cal Naughton Jr. Oh god damn it, Dakota's gone again. We almost got to the race
No,
rating.
hold. Just give it 5. I've noticed it'll do it like every. Dude, it does it like every 5 minutes and then it goes normal.
All right, yeah, you're normal again.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Dude, it keeps doing
You're
it and then
good.
it goes back normal. It's the
You're
damn
good.
Chinese. It's the damn Chinese.
It's the
All
Chinese.
right, but let's jump into our first race rating of the
All
year.
right, let's go.
Let's do our first race rating of the year, and I'm
Do
trying not
you
to let
remember
the
what we gave it
broadcast.
last year?
Ooh, I do. I'm trying not to let the broadcast ruin this for me too much. To be honest, let me go back to my
Yeah.
notes. God damn it, I don't have the clash rating. I got all our race ratings, but we started at Auto Club.
You know what? I think you're right. Yeah, we did start at Auto Club, so we didn't
Because
have
we were
anything
at
for the
Daytona.
Clash.
So that will give this
That's
one a
fair.
rare first stat pick. And 1 to 10. I'm gonna be strict, but I want to be generous as well. As an event, it's like as an event and a race.
Is Nathan one of the haters that like hates Talladega Nights the movie?
Whoever becomes a Todd Knights. What does that mean?
Because
Nothing.
you were
I hope.
lagging.
I
I
hope
was saying
nothing ever becomes a
I
Todd
hope it
Knight.
becomes like a Talladega Nights thing with like Ricky Bobby and then
Oh,
his buddies.
Kyle, Kyle and
How they
Austin.
like always get 1
Yeah.
and 2.
Shake and bite.
And he's like, "Hey man, what if I finish first once?" And he's like, "Nah, that wouldn't work."
How would I win if you
Yeah.
finish first?
That would be like Austin Dillon. And kind of Austin's like, "Hey man, what if I won once?" And he's like, "Well, I don't know how I'd win then."
Yeah.
What you going with?
Damn it. I'm giving this race a 6.0. Does that seem fair?
6.0? Is that what you said?
Yep.
Damn it.
Am I lagging again?
Okay. Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Yep.
You're back.
All right.
I hate Nathan so much.
I gave it a 6.0.
He doesn't know what good movies are. I hate him so much.
You gotta take Talladega Nights with a grain of salt.
Nathan gave it a 6.9.
That dog.
Nick gave it a 6.3. I mean, with all due respect, I'm gonna go with. You gave it a 6.0. I'm gonna go with a. Are we counting like the whole event? So like the heat.
I'm counting the whole event.
Yeah, as a whole thing.
Whole event, broadcast, entertainment, concerts. Like you're not getting concerts at a normal race.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go
that
6.2.
ups it for me.
I'm gonna go 6.2.
Okay. I wanted to jump in the 5s.
No, I'm going up because I think
I'm trying to think as a whole here.
Right, and I think there was some pretty good. It's not like NASCAR racing, so it's different to have to judge it because it's just like pure entertainment. And in terms of pure entertainment, I was entertained at a 6.2 rating.
The concerts, the heats, the drivers beating and banging gave it the positives for me. The broadcast, also the beating and banging and cautions, and the
By the way, those are our best sellers, Nathan. Just so you know,
that's
lack
the
of
only
respect
shit that
makes money.
And shit show brought it down. So I thought 6 was a good meet in the middle.
Yeah, there's stuff that brought it down for sure, but I was entertained. At the end of the day, I was entertained. So
yeah. I was really fucking pissed Sunday night, to be honest. But then at the end of the race, I was kind of like, not so bad.
Yeah. I would say the biggest takeaway from this episode is I realized Nathan doesn't have any taste in movies. So,
oof, he likes a lot of good ones and likes a lot of bad ones. But dude, I'd love to see this move around. Let's take it to some new markets. Let's do something else. Let's go. Like, doesn't have to be every year, but like maybe like, okay, well, this worked here. It's clearly working in LA. What if we took it to Colorado? What if we took it to Iowa? What if we took it to New York, for Christ's sake? Like, what if we went to other places and just like, oh my God, that is the worst take I've seen.
This one?
Yes, that's fucking offensive.
Yeah, okay, so Anchorman's not funny. Step Brothers isn't funny. I mean, Jesus,
Yeah.
Nathan.
Fuck what?
I know you like to be argumentative, but now you're just. I mean, come on.
I love Will Ferrell.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. This has just become a podcast talking about Will
I was
Ferrell's career.
happy to finally see Cowboys have a car that could pass me.
Yeah.
How about? I mean, he went from the back to the front.
Dude, RCR brought some fucking rockets, man. They weren't playing
And
around.
honestly, okay, here's another thing. I immediately, this is usually when you see guys and new cars, new numbers, new sponsors,
Yeah.
kind of takes like half the season to
Dude,
get used
I
to
was
it.
thinking the same thing. I know where you're going with this.
Well, I immediately was like, Kyle and Nate.
That's Kyle
like,
Busch.
That's Kyle Busch.
Yes,
And
I thought the same thing.
The new, and I think it helps with the new font, and I also think it helps.
It does help with the new font.
The 18 does not exist.
Yep, and
if there was an 18 on the track, I think I'd have a little more problem. And the older font, I'd probably be a little more like grasping reality. But immediately when Kyle pulled on the track for practice, I was like, I'm sold.
There's a few things. I think it's because he was 18, so we just dropped the 1. So the 8 still kind of is similar.
Yeah.
They changed the font, so we've never seen that 8 before with anybody else. So it's like, oh, that's Kyle Busch's 8. And like you said, there wasn't an 18. The only thing that threw me off for just a minute was the Interstate Batteries paint scheme
on the 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people like
I had to double take
them
on that one.
And it bothers them, but it don't really bother me because the Interstate Battery scheme's kind of almost different every other year. Like they change it a little.
Well, and it's been on multiple different cars.
Yeah,
with
but now like
numbers.
they're throwing it on, and this year they're throwing it on every Joe Gibbs car. So I've kind of just grown to like, yeah, they fucking slut that scheme out. So.
I would rather them have the Interstate Battery paint scheme than not have it because it's so iconic with NASCAR.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm not saying like I hated it or anything. It's just that's the only thing that I did a double take on. I was like, wait. Oh,
what's
yeah, that's
so
right. That's
weird with them team hopping sponsors is that some of the same schemes look better with a different number, which is the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah.
Like what, Nathan, what was it? 2021 when I think it was when Truex ran the Stanley scheme on the 19 and it looked fucking sexy. But when it ran on the 20 scheme, it may have been DeWalt. The DeWalt scheme. When they ran on 20, it didn't look as it looked good, but it didn't look like fucking sexy like it did on the 19. And I don't really know why.
To answer probably could talking about how a lot of Kyle Busch haters probably like him now with RCR. I think that also has to do with he kind of was changing later on. Me and Dakota have talked about this for the past 2 seasons. How we were like, wait, we don't hate Kyle Busch anymore. So it was like this gradual shift in kind of his attitude and
like Kyle, you've been too nice lately. We gotta let you go.
Yeah, and then I think now with this shift and like how everybody saw how he was kind of treated, he was kind of kicked out. I do think a lot of people are kind of like, fuck it, we're riding with Kyle Busch into RCR. So
yeah,
I
back
do
with
see
Chevy.
that.
I'm literally like he's in my top 3 of guys I'm looking at for next year. I know Kyle doesn't have a whole lot of time left, but I mean he's at least got I think 6 years.
Yeah. Right.
You couldn't see the numbers. I was looking at yellow car.
Shit. Digging the red numbers on the Interstate Batteries car.
Yeah, those look good.
Well.
Yeah, dude, I'm liking me some Kyle Busch.
I got a red numbers Bobby Lamonte Interstate right there.
Lamonte.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the wall.
Yeah, that's 100% what it is. That's what I've always said. He got married and had a family, and now he's more mature. He's not, cry Bush,
How about the him calling Joey Logano an asshole, a two-faced asshole?
So I was also gonna bring that up because we were talking about the guys in the booth, and I thought Joey and Kyle both did great in the booth when they went up. It was
I think it's a little like why are they in the booth? Is that practice for things to come in the future?
Yeah, and it works in a format like this where they have a long break, So I think that kind of it worked out well. And I loved afterwards when Kyle was like, "What the fuck, dude? Why was he so nice to me in the booth? If he's gonna race me like that."
Yeah,
I loved that shit.
Yeah, I knew Kyle. I think this is unfiltered Kyle. This is no hold back Kyle. And I'm really liking it. I think at this point, give Kyle Busch a podcast. Fuck.
Yeah. You think Denny will have Kyle on? That would be sick.
So here's the thing. Denny's been he talked about having guests on, and I'm like, I'd love to see him have Ross on. Like, I think that would be gold. Yeah, I think Denny shows it's going once they get the ball rolling, it's going to get a lot better. I mean, I have no room to talk with my internet issues, but Yeah, I think I like Denny's show. I think he's once he gets the hang of it too. I know it's probably a little awkward for the first couple episodes,
Yeah, right.
but once he gets like a flow and gets in the season or something happens to him again, I think Denny's gonna go off on that podcast.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, because he always has drama. So I think that's what's gonna
Yeah.
be, like, the best thing about his show is that he can, like he doesn't have to tweet anymore. He can just go on his podcast and talk.
I was trying to remember. I don't remember the first episode we did this year. Did we made season predictions? Did we make a champion prediction?
I don't know.
I was gonna save it for next week, like before the 500. We should pick
Yeah,
our
let's save it for that.
we should pick our champion
One last thing
for the
before we
race.
go. If they keep it in LA, I think we're gonna agree on all these things. What can they do to improve the product on the track? Because it can be improved. And I
Okay.
mentioned this, I think it was Jeff Gluck or something. A lot of people are being hard on it. A lot of our
Yeah.
audience is really hard on it. They're like, we don't
Yeah.
want it here anymore. I understand all that, but let's just like
If
move
it's got to
forward.
stay in LA, what can we do?
Let's move forward with this mentality and NASCAR's keeping it in LA for a couple more years, or at least one more year. So it's gonna be there. There's a lot of viewership. What can we do with what we have to make it better?
And I don't think they can change the track layout because my first number one would be add some banking, but I
Yeah.
think the track has to be the way it is. So with the format, I think the heats could be like 10
But
lap.
you don't think they could try to like negotiate with the like I
Oh,
just
I would
think
love it if it had
I
banking.
think
I'm
that's
just
the
saying if
number
they
one
can't.
thing, right? Is like they need banking, at least some
Imagine if they
banking.
had multiple grooves, not having to bang into each other to pass each other.
Right.
I mean, it's like a flat Martinsville pretty much.
Yeah,
Like
it's
imagine
frustrating. 'Cause-
imagine like 8 degrees of banking. I don't know.
yeah.
But with the format, I think the heats they're 25 laps. I think 35 laps is a good start. I don't know. 30 laps. I think the LCQs could be shorter. Maybe. And I think we could back all that up by saying um maybe have it like only pole winners are locked in, and then you have a couple heats with like say I don't even know if this isn't gonna make sense. But instead of having 8 guys and top 5 make it, have like 10 guys and fucking top 5. I don't know. I'm just what I'm trying to say. Have less cars can make it in the
Yeah,
main. Is what I'm
exactly.
trying to say.
Yeah.
Have it to where maybe we only end up with 20 cars or 15. Uh, 3 heats and 10 guys per heat and top 5 make it. I don't really know. And I totally love the poll. It's just for poll winners. I have a whole nother side conversation on that. Transfer heats 2 each. Yeah, I mean, I guess there'd be a lot of people in the heats though. But they're not gonna make just 8 teams drive out to LA, and that's not gonna bring the crowd
That's
of
the problem.
50,000
Yeah.
people. And that's the thing about letting everybody into this thing. I also have the idea of making the LA Clash its own fucking event. Like I said earlier, it's just its own fucking thing. It has nothing to do with poll winners or nothing. It's its own big preseason shabam. Um, but I do think it needs to be tighter to get in. It needs to be harder to get in. I think 20 cars would be a good start. 27's too many, clearly. I think, or Coiler Joy threw out an idea is every 20 laps, drop the last 4 cars.
Mm.
Like you got 20 laps to pass them 4 cars in front of you if you're in last.
Yeah.
Throw a caution. I mean, it sucked for like long runs, I guess, maybe 30 laps. I don't know. Figure it out. Have a caution and cautions out.
Do you need a caution or could they just come down? Well, do
you
they
can't
have
get off the
pit?
track. You
Yeah,
can't get
that's
off the track.
true. Yeah.
How you gonna? I mean, with green flag, how you gonna have them pull off? You know.
Yeah, and especially with that track, it's so tiny.
Or every 30 laps, every 25 laps, or at halfway, drop half the field. If you aren't in the top half of the field, if you aren't in the top 15 after halfway, you're out.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That way,
Yeah,
sponsors and fans get to see their guys race. But then the last 50 laps or whatever are a lot more like, woo.
Yeah, I do agree with Nathan on that. Like that one does get tough because you don't want to have to add unnecessary cautions to such short races on short tracks.
I'm just spitballing, but
No, I do like the
have
idea,
eliminations through the main to where on the last 25 laps there's only 10 cars on the track, or something.
Mm-hmm.
Have it to where it's an elimination style to where we don't have 27 guys going for the win at the end. You only have like 6. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, that is kind of the point of a heat race, though, right? Is kind
Yeah,
of to do
I'm
that
just
same
thinking
thing.
of like
So maybe add more heat races and like
making the main
eliminate
event
more.
more exclusive.
Maybe you add more heat races. Like you have to win to get into another heat race for the winners.
Yeah.
And so everyone's getting a lot of airtime. But when it comes down to the final race, we only have like 12
Yeah,
cars or something.
yeah. Have the heats, and instead of taking top 5, take top 2.
Or take top
Then we only
5, but
have 12 people in the main.
or instead of 4 heat races, you add 2 more and they're winner brackets, and you take like the top
Yeah.
6 or something, and they all go into another heat race where only the top 4 make it out of that. You can add more heat races, like in dirt racing. That's what they do all
Yeah.
weekend. It's just these qualifying races, just
There's
constant.
definitely something to it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree. They can do so. I think it can be tweaked. It can definitely be tweaked.
yeah. It
I don't
definitely
know.
can. And
I also think.
are you lagging? What?
Oh, I thought you were. I thought I
No,
was.
I stopped talking because you were talking.
Oh, well, I thought I lagged. I don't think it should be mandatory for every team to have to go out there. Like
Yeah,
clearly, everybody's talking about Roush didn't make it, but I also was like, did Roush give a shit? Like,
right.
and then BJ McLeod and stuff. It's like it's mandatory. These guys, like Roush, clearly just went in a deficit going out here. Like, they just wasted a shit ton of money they could have used on their season having to go do this goddamn thing. However, there's also sponsors on the car. They're like, hey, we want to sponsor this race because it's going to be on TV. There's going to be 3.6 million viewers.
All right, check this out. We're removing it as the Clash, right? You discussed
Yes.
that, how like you could even move it up a couple weeks, put it, in January as a winter, thing
Yeah.
before, and have like not completely open, but have like qualifications for like amateurs to come in.
Ooh. Well,
Just
bring the
open,
truck series.
and it's not mandatory anymore, but make it a big payout to entice, people to come. And then obviously certain sponsors are gonna, you're gonna
Yeah.
want the big names to get out there. But like BJ McLeod doesn't have to show up anymore. Roush, if they don't want to show up, doesn't have to show up. But it's more open. So like, Kyle Busch and Bubba and like Kyle Larson get to race against these amateurs from like ARCA and all these other series that are trying to make their way up. It'd be kind of a cool showcase for like new young talent.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like it's a truck Xfinity Cup Open. Like, if you want to come, bring your shit and like
Yeah.
race the trucks versus the cup cars on that track. What would handle better? I don't know.
Yeah.
I
It,
mean,
it would be interesting. I would like to see them open up for qualifications. It would be kind of cool
yeah.
because who knows what happens? Maybe there's some new young talent that kind of comes up out of nowhere and
Bring
makes an
SRX for a fucking appetizer event.
Let's put them in SRX cars while we're at it.
I'm fine with that as well.
I mean, at this point, who cares? This is
Who
just
gives a shit?
entertainment.
It's the
Are
entertainment.
we pretending that we're still trying to like maintain this like
After the LCQ, the guys that finished fourth and fourth can box to fucking make their way in the main event.
Yeah, Nathan, because this is such pure racing. We definitely need to protect this pure racing.
Well, that was my biggest problem with the thing was like, this isn't racing. This is a joke.
It's just for fun.
It's for fun.
If we can just all acknowledge that this is just for fun, we don't need to take this so seriously.
Well, that's the thing. To me, the real season starts next week when we get down to Daytona.
100% though, not just at you, in terms of everything. This wasn't part of the season, like there's no points to this. It really doesn't matter. It's for fun. And I guess we do need to address it just quickly before we go. People have discussed. I've heard reporters say that people are discussing this, but I only hear the reporters discussing it. I actually haven't heard.
Yeah, like, is anyone really saying it, or y'all saying it?
Right, because I haven't heard a single fan say this, but they're saying, "Oh, they're suggesting making this a points race."
Yeah,
because Auto
stop
Club.
that conversation.
No one's. It's all just entertainment. Nathan,
read the script, dude.
One is racing and one is just for fun. So yeah, obviously they can't make this a points race. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. If they did make it a points race, then I would lose my shit. Then I would be like, okay, all of
and
this
a lot of drivers, I think everybody was against it, but like a lot of drivers were like, this is working because of what it is.
Yeah.
Do not change it from what it is.
It's just for fun.
If you want to sit here and change this, this is going to ruin it. Like it's working right now, cool, whatever. But you start making this a points race and changing it. Like you can't sit here and have this as the Clash and a points race. No. Like you can't sit here and be like, oh, this is a points race. We're gonna do it every year now or something. Like, no, it's like I think this is if you want to keep the Clash at the LA Coliseum, keep it the Clash. If it's anything other than that, then fuck all this.
And I say lean into the just for fun thing. Like, get experimental with it if you want. You know, like do different shit because it's just for fun. There's no points. I think at a certain point you need to stop mandating it if it is truly just for fun. You know, this is you can't do this. And I don't think anybody's actually asking for this to be for points. I've never seen anybody say that.
No. Maybe Ben Kennedy did.
Yeah. I mean, it's no one wants this race for points. If this race was for points, I mean, Nathan says we're on crack. That would be on crack. That would be NASCAR.
We need to get Ben Kennedy a pair of Yeats and get him to use discount code Chairgatin and his shipping discount because that motherfucker is blind. Also, like Ben Kennedy, you could be as cool as him and get your pair of Yeats at yeatsofficial.com with Chairgatin code and the discount shipping.
All right. Next week we're gonna figure out when we're gonna do the episode.
I think we're gonna tune in live after the duels.
Yeah, that's kind of
sometime. It's gonna be a late episode, but we're gonna be leaving the duels, tuning in live from Daytona because we're a week away from racing, baby.
My bank account is not ready, but I am.
Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna be very dangerous down there. I have a big overtime check coming in Friday while we're down there, and I'm like, somebody take my wallet.
Oh, I'm the opposite. I'm like, somebody put shit in my wallet.
Yeah,
it's gonna be balling on a budget for sure.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be like, come on, man, I'll pay.
Nathan, we would have wrapped this up 30 minutes ago if it wasn't for your comments.
Yeah, honestly, we went 30 minutes too long.
I have to like put your comment up every time because it drives me
Felicia's
crazy.
Gonna be pissed. But yeah, check us out live from Daytona next week. Daytona 500's here. We'll break it down next week. Talk to all you fuckers later. I'm sorry about my lagging. Maybe I'll have better internet at the Airbnb.
Maybe, yeah, we'll see. Yep. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. Peace.
Hello.